Welcome to Coffee and Tarot with Mama T. My name is Teresa, and I am welcoming in my Leo friends and spirit for a reading for the month of November and Samhain season. It is my pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are currently subscribed to my channel, I just want to thank you so much for being a part of my community. And if you have not yet subscribed and you like this kind of content, I would like to invite you to do so. It's free to subscribe, and that way I'll show up in your YouTube feed when I post new content. And I'm manifesting in my people. I'm trying to bring in my people, and so any help that you can provide through likes on videos, watching to the end, commenting, or of course your subscription, that helps the algorithm to understand that it needs to push my videos out there for people to find. Once I get to my first 100 subscribers, I will be gifting a member of my community with a free tarot reading, a one-on-one reading. I will just need to know you're here through either a comment, or if your subscription list is public, then it'll show up for me. All right, let's go ahead and dive into your reading, Leo. I have your cards selected. I've already prayed over them, cleansed them, shuffled the decks, and then I used my pendulum as well to verify that I had the correct cuts on each of the decks. And now we will put the camera overhead and we will see what those cards are. So I'll pause for a moment now. Okay, and here we are. We have, for our tarot cards, we will be using the Star Maiden Tarot. And then I have several oracle cards that I'll introduce when we get to that point. But I am going to start off with a Celtic Cross reading for you for the month of November. And then we will finish up with some of these oracles. Okay, so the first card that we have for you, Leo, is, this will be your foundation card, kind of the the main card, the main theme of the reading for the month. And we get the King of Cups. The King of Cups has been showing up in a lot of readings that I've been doing. The King of Cups is he is the king who is most in charge of his emotions and his emotions and his all of those watery things, like love energy, emotional energy, interpersonal connection. He is depicted as being a part of the sea, or sitting on a throne within the sea. And the sea, the waves are these are rolling waves, and he's completely unfazed. This particular king is depicted as a merman, so of course he would be unfazed by it. But all kings in these in tarot are depicted as sitting on their throne in the midst of the sea, or most kings are. King of Cups, they're shown like this, and he's just sitting there with his cup, and he's completely in charge and in control of his emotional state. So this will be you this month. You will feel like you are you have your emotions well in hand, and you are able to sort of roll with things as they come up. Your next card, the crossing card, is a card that can either amplify this energy or hinder it. So let's see what that card is. We get the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is a great card about making plans. You can see this person standing. He's standing out at a window, and he's looking out at the sea and the horizon beyond him. And he has two wands, and he's looking between them and out at the window. He's holding in his hand a globe. He's thinking about his future and what he wants next and what does he want to accomplish. And you can see that he has he has turned his back on one wand. That wand is in the lighter color, so it's kind of faded into the background. He has his hand on this wand. He's made his choice. This is the one that's going with him. This is what he's leaving behind. And that is the kind of energy that you will bring this emotional maturity to as you are making your own plans about your future this month. The card that represents your most recent past is the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is a card about developing expertise. It's a card of sort of like apprenticeship, but developing mastery. It's a card of focus and learning as you go, and really focusing your effort in on producing excellent work. So whatever it is that you've been working on or you've had on your mind, you've developed a certain level of expertise that you're able to bring to this situation and bring to this month. The card that is coming, that represents your most immediate future, is the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is showing up in a lot of readings as well. He represents, he's hanging in the woods, and he is awaiting illumination and inspiration. And you can see that he's got it. It's happening. His head is typically depicted as full of light, and fully illuminated. He's figured something out, something important, and he would not have been able to do that had he not paused and looked at things from a new perspective. And so that is the recommendation of the cards for you, Leo, is to spend some time in your immediate future taking a pause and thinking about things of a spiritual nature, mystical nature, even, a complex earthly problem. Think about it from a new perspective. Turn it over in your hands, look it over, think it over, and examine it from many different angles until you get that sense of illumination, like you know now what you're supposed to do. But until you feel certain of that, and feel that illumination of inspiration, then you should be pausing. Which is, it's perfect time of year for a pause, to have a pause built into your life. The conscious desire that you have, it's your goal, your destiny, or something that you're fully aware that you want, is the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is a card of love, and it's a love offer coming in, or it is a highlight of relationships that you're already in. And these can be any kind of partnerships. These can be romantic partnerships. It can be a close friendship. It can be somebody that you work with, a business partner. Any kind of a close relationship is at the center of your goal or your conscious desire. You want something about this relationship to go well this month. And that's a positive card for that. Your unconscious desire, or what you don't see coming, is the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles comes right before the Eight of Pentacles. It is a card of evaluation. This is a time to where you're going to have an opportunity to pause and look at the work that you're doing, the work that you've done thus far, and make adjustments and evaluate what's working well and what needs to change. This is also a card that is showing up in a lot of people's readings right now, because we're getting close to the end of the year. It's Samhain time. It's a time of returning to the darkness and retreating within our homes and um, spending time in reflection, looking back over the lessons of the year and the accomplishments of the year, and thinking about, what could I have done better? What can I do? I still have time to make adjustments on. What's going really well? What should be celebrated? All of that, taking just a moment to pause here and examine your work and your earthly accomplishments, and determine if you're on the right track, or if you need to water your garden more or fertilize it, or um, we're at the end of the year, but we still have a couple of months. So if you need to make major adjustments, you still have time for that. The card that represents your energy for the month of November is the Tower. So the Tower is also another card showing up in a lot of people's readings right now. And I think that this, it could be some kind of a global energy that is going on, related to our economy, the state of our country, all of that. Just because it is showing up in so many readings, that makes me wonder if it's more of a global nature than individual. But nevertheless, the energy that you are carrying is this idea of, tear it all down, let's rebuild. And a tower moment is, a lot of people dread these tower moments. They're like, oh no, what is that going to be? Um, Oftentimes we know in our heart of hearts exactly what it's going to be. And it's just a decision that we've been putting off and putting off and putting off. And so the universe makes it for us, and, strikes this tower with lightning, burns everything down, and then, and only then, can the rebuilding happen. And the rebuilding is always a good thing. It's rebuilding the way it should have been built to begin with. So, but that's the energy that you have. You might be, in this mode of, I'm going to just light a match to this place and start over. Maybe you need to do some fall cleaning, decluttering. Maybe you've got a project that is infuriating you and you just want to scrap it and start over. Remember the Hanged Man, though. Pause. And the Seven of Pentacles. And before you get too hasty and just light a match, then pause and look at things from a different perspective, and think about if you can do something less drastic with that project, or whatever it is. The energy surrounding you is King of Wands. King of Wands is an energy. He's a bold and charismatic king. He's he's the most creative of the kings. He's most action oriented. He wants things done. And so that kind of energy might be surrounding you. It might also be prompting you to feel like, let's just, scrap everything and start over. Because you might have somebody in your environment also kind of feeding into this energy. And so but the King of Wands, he's generally in control of his emotions and all of that, but he is very creative. He can be forceful and bold, and he brings a lot of energy to things. He wants things done, and he's a great delegator. So that's surrounding you. The Hopes and Fears card is the Moon. We have been getting a lot of moons in either this position or this position in our November readings. The Moon card here it represents things that are hidden, but and yet to be revealed, but they will be. And you don't know what they're going to be, or whether they're going to be great revelations, or if they're going to be more troubling. The pillars on the either side of the dog, there's usually a dog and a wolf depicted on a moon card, and then there's like pillars. And in here, these are depicted as flowers, which is even better, I think, than pillars. They represent distractions. There is a path to get to the moon in full illumination, and you should be staying on that path and avoiding these distractions, trying to figure out what it is that you need to find. And only when everything is fully illuminated will you know what it is. But meanwhile, in the water down here, there's usually water, and this looks like it just looks like darkness down here. There's something hidden, but it will be revealed as you get closer and closer to the moon. So avoid distraction, but be watchful. Then the final outcome for the month is the King of Swords. So let's see, we have how many kings? We've got 3 kings here. So a lot of king energy going on for you. The King of Swords is a king that is most in tune with the spirit. With intuition, let's say with intuition. He's logical and rational, and he doesn't really suffer any sort of nonsense around him. He wants the truth, and he has a really good intuition for what's true and what's not. That's depicted by these butterflies here. He is going to cut through anything that doesn't serve, or lies and deception. If he encounters lies and deception, he's going to use his sword and just cut it right down. But yeah, his main goal is he wants truth and justice, and so that is the outcome that you will be having for the month of November. So I like those tarot cards for you. Let's look at what your oracle cards have to say. The first oracle that we're going to be using is the Wild Whispers Oracle. Here it is. That's what it looks like. And I just noticed when I was looking at this deck yesterday, that Nat Gersberger, he's the creator of the Radiant Wild Tarot. So, which is nice. It's a tarot that I use frequently. All right. So let's see. What does this card have to say? Okay, I recently got this card. You got the Peace card. Let's read what this says. Okay, the keywords, it says, peace is potent. Peace is the natural state woven through you like desert vines. In your essence, amid the tumults of the world, you've got this tumultuous stuff going on here, and the world energy going on. You are safe at every moment, and yet so many of us remain ignorant of peace's golden omnipresence. It takes effort to move beyond the fluctuations of your current circumstances, cultivating acceptance for all that is and all that will be. So peace and presence are inextricably linked. So it's very important to remain present throughout your life. Take those moments to pause, as these cards indicate, and really focus in on what's important. Let me see here. Access peace in your body through meditating in any position, in any location. Work on becoming aware of your physical sensations and your breath. Observe your thoughts, emotions, and energy. Drop even deeper to encounter whatever is below that, a celestial throne that transcends your own self. So, and then there is it looks like there's a poem written here too. So anyway, peace is given to you this month as an oracle. Then the next card that we're going to be using is from the Archeo. I always say Archeo, but it's Archeo. The Archeo Oracle, Understanding and Developing Your Archetypes. So this is pretty interesting. There's some interesting artwork in this one. So I'm curious to see what you'll get. You got the Sage. This is the Sage card. And let's see what it says about the Sage. It's the stories. Okay. Okay, the sage needs little and he lives in meditative simplicity. So he is very in tune with his peace. He sits quietly by your side, reminding you to stay centered. His wisdom has come down through the ages, and his counsel is balanced and reliable. He has no material agenda, and unlike those priests who cloak themselves in worldly wealth, he requires no supplication, nor does he demand an adherence to a tablet of commandments. He sees no reason to regret or blame. So he reminds us it's okay to pause when faced with a choice. The Hanged Man here. And the Seven of Pentacles. And probably that Two of Wands. It's okay to pause when faced with the choice. When you do not have enough information to act, that not knowing is a place of poise that shows maturity, not weakness. Okay, very good. All right, now the next oracle we're going to use is from the Lost Oracle. Actually, I want to go in a circle. You're going to use Sacred Forest Oracle. The Sacred Forest Oracle card that you get is Guardians of the Land and Protection. So you are at peace and you are protected. Let's see what this card has to say. Oh, opened right to it. You are safe. These words seem to emerge from the land and radiate from the trees to echo in your soul. You hear these words again and again. The sacred guardians of the land are whispering to you, you are safe. You know that you are protected and cared for. You can feel the tendrils of their loving energy wrap around you and embrace you. Their unleashed power cocoons you in safety. You are enough just as you are, no matter what has happened or occurred in the past. The truth is that you are absolutely and unconditionally enough as you are. You are loved and you are cherished. This card can appear when you need to take steps to protect your energy. While the guardians of the land will help out, you must also be responsible for your own well-being. Envision a protective shield around yourself and protect your home. Spend time with people in situations that uplift your energy rather than draining it. Great. And then finally, from the Lost Oracle, the card that we get here is Nascent. Your potential is ripe. Let's look what this says. "26. This card heralds the emergence of an opportunity that's been quietly growing, nurtured by the seeds of the past. So that 7 and 8 here. This is a moment of realization. Your future potential is rapidly ripening. The time has come to review the plans you once set in motion and reflect on the dreams and hopes that seem to yield no fruit. You were not patient enough to know then what you can know now." This is a card that says yes. Yes to a new opportunity, yes to an offer, yes to love, yes to the past, yes to the future. So consider your journey not as a series of isolated rungs to climb, like on this ladder, but as an interconnected network of ladders leading to various aspects of your life. Each rung is an opportunity to learn, evolve, and reach higher states of understanding. Life is dynamic and nascent urges you to approach each step with vitality and a zest for the burgeoning possibilities that lie ahead. Very good. Well, that is your reading for the month of November, Leo. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget that thumbs up button on your way out, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so and you like this kind of content. Thanks again for joining me, and I wish you a blessed Samhain season and November. Bye now.